come back to just listen for a bit. I'm really glad you're here. Wherever you're listening from, your living room, your kitchen, your car, or maybe your favorite quiet corner, thank you for spending these moments with me. Today, I want to talk about something gentle, something that lives at the edge of memory, something that, for many of us, has been waiting a very long time to be acknowledged. We're going to talk about the joys we once loved, the hobbies we once held close, and the parts of ourselves we quietly abandoned somewhere along the journey of life. We don't often talk about this, about the things we used to love, but no longer touch. The dreams we once had but packed away in boxes. The simple activities that made us smile before life became too crowded. Maybe you used to enjoy morning walks just to hear birds singing. Or maybe you used to love sitting by the window and sketching whatever caught your eye. Maybe you once spent evenings listening to music with your eyes closed. Maybe you loved baking, or writing, or collecting small trinkets that meant something only to you. And maybe you haven't thought about those things in years. Not because you no longer love them, but because life took up so much space that joy had nowhere left to sit. One of the things we rarely admit is how easily joy can be replaced by responsibility. We grow up believing that joy is something we must earn, something we can only enjoy after the work is done, after the bills are paid, after the people we care about are taken care of. And by the time all of that is done, the day is gone. The week is gone. The month is gone. Sometimes even the years slip quietly through our hands. But here's the beautiful truth. Old joy does not die. It simply waits, sometimes for decades. I once met a retired teacher who told me she used to write poetry when she was young. Simple poems, nothing fancy, but filled with feeling. After she had children and a busy job and a home to take care of, she stopped. I thought I simply grew out of it, she told me. But I was wrong. I didn't grow out of it. I grew away from it. One day, she found a notebook from her 20s with a poem she barely remembered writing. And the moment she read it, it felt like the past tapped her on the shoulder and whispered, "I'm still here." Another man told me that when he was young, he loved photography. Not the kind with big fancy cameras, just a small film camera he saved up to buy. He used to take pictures of sunsets, trees, people laughing. But then life became serious. He had a job, children, bills. He stopped taking photos. Decades later, when his grandson asked him to help with a school project, he picked up a camera again. And when he looked through the lens, something inside him stirred. A sense of wonder he thought he had lost forever. He told me, it felt like someone turned the lights back on. We often think that letting go of a hobby means it no longer matters. But the truth is, these things shape us. They connect us with the parts of ourselves that are softer, more curious, more alive. The parts of us that existed long before life grew complicated. And sometimes we miss those parts without realizing we're missing them. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you did something purely for yourself? Not because it was productive, not because someone needed you to, not because it had a purpose, but simply because it made you feel good? When was the last time you allowed yourself to be absorbed in something you love, even for 5 minutes? For many of us, the answer is a very long time ago. But rediscovering old joys doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be planned. It can start as simply as noticing what your heart responds to. A smell, a song, a moment of silence, a memory that floats back to you without warning. Sometimes joy comes back through something small, like hearing a melody from years ago. I knew a man who used to dance when he was younger, not professionally, just for fun. At weddings, at gatherings, even in the living room when a song he loved came on. He stopped dancing after life became stressful. But one evening, he heard an old song from his youth, and without thinking, he tapped his foot. Then he moved his shoulders. Then he laughed, surprised at himself. I didn't realize my body remembered what my mind forgot, he said. There's something deeply human about rediscovering joy. It reminds us that we are more than our responsibilities, more than our routines, more than our age. Joy is timeless. It doesn't care how long it's been. It doesn't care if you're rusty, if you're out of practice, or if your hands shake a little now. Joy only cares that you return. And here's something important. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to be good at what you love. You just have to allow yourself to love it. You can paint badly and still feel happiness spreading through your chest. You can sing off-key and still feel your heart loosen. You can garden imperfectly and still feel connected to the earth. You can write clumsy sentences and still feel your mind come alive. Joy doesn't demand perfection. Joy simply asks to be felt. One of the most powerful things you can do now, in this stage of life where the world feels quieter, is to gently reconnect with your old self. Not because the past is better than the present, but because the past holds pieces of you that deserve to be brought forward. Try this. When today's episode ends, take a moment to sit somewhere comfortable. Close your eyes if you want. Breathe slowly. Then ask yourself, with honesty and tenderness, what did I used to enjoy? What made me feel alive? What felt like mine? Let the memories come. Don't judge them. Don't rush them. Let them rise naturally, like long-lost friends returning home. Maybe you'll remember the joy of writing letters, or the feeling of holding a real book, or the calm of sitting by the window during rain, or the satisfaction of cooking a simple meal slow and gently, or the curiosity of learning something new just because you wanted to, or the comfort of fixing things around the house, or the thrill of exploring a place you've never been. All of these are pieces of you, pieces that still matter, pieces that want to return. When you begin again, slowly, gently, patiently, something beautiful happens. The days begin to feel fuller. You feel less rushed, less burdened, more present, more connected to yourself. Your mind clears, your breathing softens, even your body feels lighter, as if it recognizes that you're finally giving it something it's been missing. And here's something even more meaningful. When you rediscover old joys, you also rediscover gratitude. You begin to appreciate the small things again. Sunlight, quiet mornings, the sound of leaves, simple meals, meaningful conversations. You find yourself smiling at things you didn't notice before. The world becomes less heavy. Life becomes less sharp. So at the end of this episode, I want you to walk away with this thought. It is never too late to return to the things you loved. It is never too late to bring old joy back to life. It is never too late to feel like yourself again. Your joy is still there. Your hobbies are still there. Your dreams are still there. Your younger self is still there, waiting not to be mourned, but to be welcomed home. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Thank you for letting these words sit gently in your heart. I hope truly that you will take a step, even a small one, towards something you once loved. And until next time, breathe slowly, move gently, and stay with me just a bit longer. Thank you for listening to Just Listen for a Bit. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.